Just keeping you ahead on what our netas have to say with the kind of political bickering, but also important to keep our focus on the entire probe. And we are now getting you exclusive details of the probe against 1Above, the same pub here that, remember, is under the radar, though they've put out a statement saying that they did almost everything possible to be able to assist all their guests for a safe evacuation. And our colleague Shravan, I believe, will just be joining us in a bit to get us the insight into what we know about the probe. But before he does that, let's quickly recap what we know about this. Remember, an FIR already, Parikshit, has been lodged against 3 owners here.
Yeah.
And yes, those images now on the right of your screens are of these owners. At the moment, they're absconding.
Ritesh Sanghvi, Jigar Sanghvi, Abhijit Manka, all of them. And the police are looking for them as well. Shravan Sen, live with us now. Shravan, give us a sense of what your sources are telling you about the violations inside the restaurant in 1Above.
Well, in fact, Parikshit, preliminary reports really coming in with regards to the role essentially played by 1Above's management. What we are picking up is the very fact that the fire exit. I'll also ask my camera person, meanwhile, before I take you through the violations, also to give you a sense of what's actually happening right now. So 1Above, what we are given to understand, had basically blocked the fire exit. They had blocked it with iron rods, is what we are given to understand. The second violation is the fact that the original space of 1Above was about 20 by 20 square feet, is what we are given to understand. The space that they essentially had was for about 4 to 5 tables, but what they had also done is they had encroached upon the open space. That would basically add to the table count. That would be roughly about 10 to 15 is what we are given to understand. That's what the management, the decision that was basically taken by the management. What led to that particular decision, that's still not very clear at this point in time, because if you go by what the management essentially has to say, they're basically harping upon the fact that they haven't violated any rules, but this is what we are essentially picking up from the preliminary investigation that is being carried out by the Mumbai police as well as the fire brigade, is what we are given to understand. Not just that, there have been also several eyewitnesses who have actually given us a sense of what exactly happened, and this is exactly what my camera person is right now showing you, is the exit route. This is the exit route, and look at what the situation is right now. This is chock-a-block. This is exactly what we are on the side of Mojo Bistro. On the other side, I'll ask my VJ Sunny to show you the other side. That's the other side where 1Above was actually. The partition which basically takes place, and this is the open area. This is the bar area that we are given to understand, the open space of Mojo Bistro. And the other side is of 1Above. 1Above, as far as they are concerned, several questions essentially being raised right now. The owners really need to answer, and that is exactly why we are essentially looking at an FIR that has been registered by the Mumbai police. What does the FIR really talk about? The FIR is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. That's a serious charge that has been leveled against the owners of 1Above. What we are also picking up is the very fact that the Mumbai police right now, they have a dedicated team to basically, or they are on the lookout for the Sanghvis, because they have an important role to play. Cyber team has also submitted a report suggesting that they were certainly very active on their social media pages. On the pages, they had basically put out invites for a New Year bash, which gives you an understanding of the fact that perhaps that they were very much in Mumbai hours before the fire actually broke out. What we are picking up right now is that they are absconding, but certainly Mumbai police making it very clear that it's just a matter of time before they are in a position
Shravan,
to nab the owners of 1Above.
Shravan, you're somebody who understands Mumbai very well. You've reported from there. Give us a sense of whose responsibility is this? Because Arvind Sawant was here on Republic TV. He misbehaved with Deepthi and he misbehaved with Anuj on the ground, saying that you don't even know how the BMC runs. When an inquiry has been ordered by the BMC to find out what went wrong, when Aditya Thackeray is saying that he's asking BMC to look into it, and he's been looking into it since 5 a.m. in the morning, then clearly BMC has done something wrong. Give a sense to us, when there is a fire safety violation, when an NOC has to be granted, who is exactly responsible? And keep showing those pictures as well.
Parikshit, this is not the first time when we have essentially... Well, Parikshit, this isn't the first time when we have seen a massive fire like this breaking out in high-rise, or for that matter, in this particular restaurant, because we have seen in various parts of Mumbai, be it in the western suburbs, we have seen a similar sort of tragedy actually unfolding about a year ago when we saw a restaurant not following the rules leading up to this sort of a tragedy. Now, the fact here is that there are multiple stakeholders here. The responsibility first begins with the owners of the premises, because they are asked to basically follow certain rules. That thereafterwards, an NOC is basically issued by the fire brigade. Now, a lot of allegations against the fire brigade, because given the fact that a shoddy job time and again is done, and every time tragedy of this sort basically takes place, we see the BMC basically swinging into action only after an incident essentially taking place. Thereafterwards, we will see fire audits being carried out. Essentially, every year, Mumbai, what you would essentially look at is fire audits being carried out by the fire brigade, which basically entails that every building in a particular ward, there would be a fire inspection that will be carried out. It is mandatory for any building to go through the fire drills. Fire drills are supposed to be carried out on a regular basis, especially in areas, industrialized areas like these, essentially where we are right now, where we are coming live to you from. This is an area where you will find a lot of offices, not just offices, also restaurants in this entire area. I'll also ask my camera person to give our viewers who are outside Mumbai to give you a sense that this is in central Delhi. This is exactly where all the offices are. On the other side, you would see several of these offices, media companies, their offices are also here. This is essentially a mill which was then leased out and given to various offices. This is where you would see a lot of people coming in on a daily basis. So given the fact that you have a number of people really coming in, it is the duty of the fire brigade essentially to carry out regular fire audits. It is not only a sort of a reactionary measure that should be taken by the fire department, but the fact is that this is an annual event that's supposed to happen. But many a times we would see that it's a very shoddy affair, because every ward has a fire brigade, and every fire brigade, they are supposed to carry out a fire audit. And it's during these fire audits you get a sense of what's actual, whether at all those premises, they are basically following the norms or not. So put together, there are multiple stakeholders. BMC is overall in charge of it, because the fire brigade department here in Mumbai essentially comes under the richest civic body in the country. They are supposed to also look into it. We have seen innumerable times that fire audits only being issued or being ordered after an incident of this particular nature. And